Hello and welcome to video 4 of the jewelry box build. I wanted to show the trimming of that top tab so that the side pieces can fit in with the front and back pieces. This is the front piece and I'm showing how that gets trimmed back on the table saw rather than the shaper, and it's just a quick cut. Important to get the shoulder alignment right, but except for that it just allows for the sides to run past the front and back in that area. After that we're going to be talking about making the bottom panels. The bottom panels have already been milled to thickness. I'm going to show trimming them to width, to length, and then raising the profile on the edge so it fits the bottom of the box. This is for a batch of 12 boxes, so I'm going to show the time it takes to make the bottoms for all 12. So I've already set the fence to the right width, and I'm trimming the different bottom panels. Now this is the curly maple box, and then this next cherry box bottom panel is just a little bit too thin, so I'm setting it aside and doing the others. This is a cherry bottom panel, and then after that it'll be the rest of them. I think I have 2 poplar boxes, 2 oak boxes. These are the bottom panels for the 2 oak boxes, 2 cherry boxes, the 1 curly maple, and then 5 mahogany. This is the mahogany. 1 blank will make all 5 of the bottom panels. A little catches on that grain there. I'm done ripping them to width, and so I'm going to move the fence out of the way, get the cross-cut sled. It's already been set up for the right length of cut, and so it goes real quick. I'm trying not to show a lot of setup, but to show enough so that you get an idea how long it takes to make a batch of 12 boxes. So here's the cutoff sled. You can see the stop lock for the length. The total length is like 14 7/8 inches. I'm using this one that's already been cut just to make sure that it's the right length. And with this curly maple, I start cutting this edge and then I flip it around, thinking that there's a streak on one end and I'd rather remove more of the streak than more of the edge without the streak. So that's why I did the second cut. And these are the 2 bottom panels for the oak boxes. That will end up being cut into 5 different bottom panels. After this, we'll go over to the shaper, where I'll show raising the profile on the edge so that the edge of the bottom panels fit into the 3/16 inch groove that we cut in the last video. I show cutting the groove or the raised panel first, and then I show the cutter on the shaper, and it's coming up right now. So this is the Bridgewood shaper with the 3/4 inch spindle panel raising bit. This is a poplar bottom panel, and this is a large pine hold down block. And this is what we're going to end up with, the profile cut on the edge and a snug fit with the panel in the groove of the box. To cut the end grain, I use the miter gauge, and then I put the miter gauge on the side and cut the sides. Cut the ends first, of course, so that the side cuts will clean up any little bit of tear out that happens. Cut on that profile. It's just a radius, maybe a 1/4 inch radius, but the bit is a large enough diameter that it's moving fast enough that it cuts a nice clean edge. And I'll take just a few minutes to pull the hold down block off and show you the bit. So it's a 4-wing shaper cutter, and you can see the radius there on the top edge of the cutter. And that's what cuts the length. By having that large diameter, you get a much cleaner cut. And now we can see the 12 boxes dry fitted together without the panels, and I show how I fit the one bottom panel to the poplar box, so that the poplars, the curly maple, 2 cherry, 2 oak, and the rest are mahogany. And this just shows a real quick view of the dry fit of the corner joints. Now the front and back's height of the boxes still have to get trimmed down for the lid, and we'll be talking about the lid in the next video. But that shows the snug fit of the bottom panel on the inside of the box, and it shows a little bit of that raised profile so that people know it's a solid wood bottom panel and not just a piece of plywood. So here's the poplar box without a bottom in it, and I just tap one of the sides out and slide the bottom panel in. It's a snug fit with the dry fit with the corner joints coming off the shaper, and I use the mallet so that I don't bruise the edges and I keep a nice close fit. And the bottom panel just slides in the groove. And the side gets put back on. Thank you for watching this video. In the next video, we'll trim the box down and we'll get started on making the lids.